بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين ولا عدوان إلا على الظالمين وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ولي صالحين ورب الطيبين وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله سيد ولد آدم أجمعين صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه الطيبين الطاهرين أما بعد. Before we begin the lesson, just wanted to mention that last week there was a question regarding what are the best dictionaries, or what is the best dictionary to have. I said I'll attempt to bring all the dictionaries to next lesson. However, I didn't realize the weight of the dictionaries and how big they were for my bag. So I've just brought with me one dictionary, and then next week I'll bring another one inshallah. And the dictionary that I've brought is the Handswear dictionary, currently in the sisters' side. So if the sisters can take a look at it. The benefit of the Handswear dictionary is that it gives you the root letters, and it also gives you the meaning, or how the meaning changes according to its conjugation, according to sarf. Yeah, according to how it morphs, according to the different patterns that verb will go through, and due to those different patterns, the meaning will change. So if you were to look at the back of the book of the dictionary, I have written a little code or little numerals, Roman numerals at the back. Each Roman numeral stands for a certain pattern at the back of the dictionary, and that was written quite a long time ago, actually, 2002, when I was first studying Arabic. And each Roman numeral is mentioned within the dictionary. So for example, if you were to look at kataba, then there will be another, after they'll give you the meaning of kataba, and then they will give a Roman numeral showing that there's another pattern, and what's the meaning of that pattern. Then they'll give you another Roman numeral, and they'll give you the meaning of that pattern. So just to make it easy, I put the Roman numerals at the back and the patterns at the back so I can remember. But yeah, there's advantages of the Handswear, and this is something which many of the students of knowledge used to begin with. They say this is the dictionary that you begin with. So that's the Handswear dictionary that we've brought today. And next week, inshallah, we'll bring the Al-Mawrid, and then the week after we'll bring that Oxford dictionary that we were talking about last week. And that's the biggest of them. That is the largest of all of them. Okay, so we'll continue with our lessons in Durus al-Lughat al-Arabiyyah, lessons in Arabic language. We're reading through and explaining Medina Book 1. And last lesson, we began chapter 3. And we we gave some sheets regarding how to change, or chapter 3 was all about how to change a nakira noun, an ismun nakira, an indefinite noun, to a definite noun, to a ismun ma'rifa. As in the example on page 14, if you're following in the old print, where we have at the top of the page in the third lesson, baytun al-baytu. So baytun is an ismun, is a noun, but it's an ismun, what we call nakiratun, an indefinite noun. How do we know that baytun is nakiratun, is indefinite? Because the signs of a noun being nakira is, we said that number one, there is no alif lam or no al prefix to the noun, and number two, the noun ends with tanween, the double vowel. So as you can see here, baytun has no al and it has tanween. So this is nakira. So we translate it as a house. To change an ismun nakira to an ismun ma'rifa, to a noun which is ma'rifa or definite, then we, number one, add al or prefix al to the ism, to the noun, as in al-bayt. And number two, we take away the tanween, we take away the double vowel. So the dhammatan goes, and only one dhamma remains. So it becomes al-baytu, the house. So this is ma'rifa. And that goes for the same for kitabun, changes to al-kitabu, a book, to the book. Qalamun, a pen. Al-qalamu, the pen. Jamalun, a camel. Al-jamalu, the camel. Naam. So this is what we went through last week in terms of the ma'rifa, or changing a nakira noun into a ma'rifa noun. Now, we then went on to al-qalamu maksurun. Okay, naam. So we have here now the sentence al-qalamu maksurun. Al-qalamu maksurun. And we said this is a jumla ismiya. This is a nominal sentence. And how do we know that this is a nominal sentence? Because al-qalamu is a noun, is an ism. So this is a jumla ismiya because it's a sentence which begins with an ism, al-qalamu. And then we have maksurun. Now This is a jumla ismiya, that therefore we are looking for two things. We are looking for a mubtada'un, a subject, and a khabarun, a predicate, or the information, the news about the subject. So we said that al-qalamu, or the mubtada, the subject, there are two signs, of two ways to identify the mubtada, the subject. Number one, it is ma'rifa. Number one, it is ma'rifa. It has al, no tanween. So therefore, al-qalamu, has this got the signs of this, of the noun being ma'rifa? Yes, because we see the al-qalam, and we see no tanween, dhamma, al-qalamu. So number one, the first sign of the mubtada we can see in al-qalamu. It's ma'rifa, definite. Number two, the second way to identify the mubtada'un, the subject, is that it is marfu'. It ends with a dhamma. It ends with the case ending dhamma. The over here. So al-qalamu. So yes, therefore, al-qalamu is definitely the subject, the mubtada'un, because it has the two signs we are looking for. That it is ma'rifa, al-qalamu, no tanween, and it is marfu'un. It ends with a dhamma, al-qalamu. So we've identified the mubtada. Therefore, the only thing left to identify is the khabar. So everyone logically will say, okay, of course it's maksurun. That's the only word remaining. But let us not just choose it because it's the word remaining. Let's look for the signs. So maksurun is the khabar because the khabar has two signs. Number one, it is nakiratun. It's indefinite, or it has no al prefixed to the beginning of the word, and it has tanween. You see the presence of the double vowel. Yeah. Therefore, maksurun is the khabar because it has one of the signs, or we could see one of the signs of the khabar in maksurun. The second and final sign is that the khabar is also marfu'un. It has the case ending dhammatan. Remember, marfu'un can mean it ends with dhamma or two dhammas. In this case, it ends with dhammatan because it is nakira. It's indefinite. Yeah? So maksurun is definitely the khabar, the information about the subject or the news, predicate, because it has the two signs we are looking for. Nakira, marfu. Yeah? Therefore, simple analysis then, yeah, will be al-qalamu maksurun. It's a jumla ismiya, nominal sentence. Al-qalamu mubtada'un marfu'. Maksurun is the khabar marfu'. And that's what we call simple i'rab, simple analysis, grammatical analysis. It goes into a bit more detail later on, like I mentioned. القلم مبتدأ مرفوع وعلامة رفعه الضمة الظاهرة على آخره مكسور خبر مرفوع وعلامة رفعه الضمة الظاهرة على آخره. That's a long analysis which we'll get to بإذن الله تعالى. But for now, no.
Is that one bracket? Is that one unit?
That's that. So that is just the i'rab of that little short sentence, the analysis. But we can just say mubtada marfu'. Al-qalamu mubtada marfu'. The subject which ends with the case ending marfu', or the what we call the nominal case. So it's a subject which ends with the nominal case. And maksurun is the predicate or the news which ends with the nominal case. Khabar marfu'. That's simple analysis. Okay? Now, let's go on. Al-babu maftuhun. So, sorry, the meaning, al-qalamu maksurun, the pen is broken. Maksurun is broken. Remember, you have your own dictionary that you should be making. So, maksurun, what is the root verb? It's the kasara, yeah? Kasara, to break. Yeah, or he broke. The kaf, the sin and the ra, kasara. Yeah? كسرته or كسرت القلم, I broke the pen. So كسر is the root of مكسور. It comes, so if you are looking, for example, sisters who have the handswear book, if you was to look for مكسور, you're not going to find it in the handswear book. You will have to go to the root. So therefore, you will have to go to kaf, sin and ra. That's the disadvantage in a sense of the handswear. Because if you're looking for maksurun and you did not know the root, you won't find the word. You'll be looking through meme and you won't find it. You only find it under kaf, the sin, the ra, kasara. So the root of maksurun is kasara. He broke. Remember, all verbs in the Arabic language in its original form are past tense, number 1. Masculine, number 2. Third person, number 3. And singular, number 4. So you will never find in the handswear dictionary, she broke. You won't find it. Nor will you find they break, the present tense, they plural. You won't find it because number 1, they is not singular. Number 2, break is present tense. So you won't find it. You will only find the past tense, singular, third person masculine. When I'm teaching young children in this day and age, Allahumma musta'an, they play a lot of PlayStation and what have you, I just say PS3, PlayStation 3 M. I think PlayStation 3 is gone now. So yeah, PS3M. Yeah.
You say in English, you don't make sense anyway.
Yeah. So exactly. So PS3M, which is the P stands for past tense, S singular, 3 third person,
Plural.
M masculine. Yeah. And it's a little acronym on here, that you can learn. Naam. Sometimes has to be something against the norm to remember it. Naam. So, al-qalamu maksurun. The pen is broken. Next sentence. Al-babu maftuhun. The door is broken. Al-babu maftuhun. Jumlatun ismiyatun. A nominal sentence. How do we know? Al-babu is an ism. So, a jumlatun ismiyah is a jumla, a sentence which begins with an ism, noun. So definitely a jumla ismiyah. So when we say that this is a jumla ismiyah, we're looking for 2 things. Mubtada'un, subject, khabarun. So where is the mubtada? Al-babu. How do you know? Ma'rifa, marfu'. It's ma'rifa. How do we know it's ma'rifa? Al is prefixed, no tanween. Yeah? How do we know it's marfu'? We see the dhamma. So, al-babu, mubtada'un, marfu'. Where is the khabar? Maftuhun. How do you know? It's nakiratun, marfu'. How do you know it's nakira? No al, tanween. Yeah? So, al-babu maftuhun, al-babu mubtada'un, marfu', maftuhun, khabarun, marfu'. The door is open. Maftuhun, therefore, comes from a root. It comes from the root fataha. Fataha. Therefore, ya akhawat, you won't find maftuhun in that handswear dictionary. But what you will find is fataha. So you have to go to fataha and then go through the different numerals, see what the pattern, and then you'll find open. According to a certain pattern. You have to learn the patterns in order to use the handswear dictionary. But when you do, it's very beneficial. Naam. So, the door is open. Naam. Al-waladu jalisun wal-mudarrisu waqifun. The boy is sitting and the teacher is standing. Naam. As you can see, 2 new words have been introduced here also, and they are opposites. And this shows good tartib, good authorship, bringing 2 words which are in a sense, opposites. Sitting and standing. So you learn them together. aids memory when you learn the opposites together. So, al-waladu jalisun, the boy is sitting. Al-waladu jalisun, jumlatun ismiyatun. Therefore, we're looking for two things. Al-waladu is the mubtada, marfu'. How do we know? Because al-waladu is ma'rifa, no tanween, and it is marfu'. The dhamma. Al-waladu is the mubtada, marfu'. Jalisun, khabar. How do we know it's the khabar? It's nakiratun. How do you know it's nakira? There's no al prefix, and you see the tanween, jalisun. Yeah, and we know it's the khabar also because it's marfu', ends with dhammatan. Therefore, jalisun is khabarun marfu'. Khabarun marfu'. Simple analysis. Next one. Wa, harful atf, conjunction. Wa means and. It's called harful atf, which we've mentioned before. Harful atfi. Now, harful atfi is, I've mentioned this before, but in Arabic, it's not just means and. It doesn't mean just and. This harful atf, it connects the previous sentence to the sentence after it. Therefore, they share also in analysis, i'rab. They share the analysis. نعم.
حرف الجر, is it the same?
لا, حرف الجر is a bit different. Bit different. But the harful atf is, it makes that which is before it connect in meaning to the word after it. It connects it, those two sentences together. We'll go in more detail as it comes, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. As you can see, there's a writing rule here. The waw is written close to the word after it. We mentioned this. You don't put a finger space or you don't press the space bar. So, wal-mudarrisu. Al-mudarrisu is a ism. Therefore, al-mudarrisu waqifun is also a jumlatun ismiyah. Al-mudarrisu is the mubtada because it is ma'rifa. You see the al, no tanween, and it's marfu'. You see the dhamma. Al-mudarrisu is mubtada marfu'. Waqifun is the khabar marfu'. How do you know it's the khabar? It's nakira. Nakira meaning no al, and you see the tanween. So waqifun is also marfu'. So there's the two signs of the khabar. Waqifun is khabarun marfu'. Okay? So wal mudarrisu waqifun. Okay, jalisun comes from jalasa. Comes from the verb jalasa. Remember we said that book 1, its tarkeez focus is nouns and huruf, particles, not verbs. There are actually only around 5 verbs in this book. But as we said, we're learning verbs by going back to the root. Yeah? So we are learning quite a lot of verbs. Naam? So, jalasa, so jalis comes from jalasa. Yeah? Jalis is the ismul fa'il, the one carrying out the action. Jalasa, he sat. Who's the one who is sitting or is doing that action? He's the jalis. Yeah? So he's sitting. He's carrying out that action, that verb. Yeah? Jalis. Yeah? So jalisun comes from jalasa. He sat. وَالْمُدَرِّسُ وَاقِفٌ. So waqifun, so and the teacher is standing. Waqifun comes from waqafa. Yeah? To stand. It can also have the meaning of the waqafa, things, the words that which can come out of this verb is also to stop. Like they say, qif, stop. Yeah, qif. So when you're standing in a standing position, generally speaking, you're stopped. Sah. Yeah, you're stopped in one. So you are stopped in a station. You're stationary. Yeah. So that's why they call the words that can come from waqafa is also mawqif, as-sayyarat, car park. Yeah. Mawqif, as-sayyarat can come from there as well because cars are standing still, stationary. So that's some words can come from this root word as well, waqafa. So waqif, standing. Naam. وَالْمُدَرِّسُ وَاقِفٌ, and the teacher is standing. We also mentioned in previous lesson that mudarris comes from a root verb, darasa, but we can make darasa means he studied, But we can change the meaning to make someone study, meaning to teach, by just putting the shadda. Darrasa. So darasa, he studied. Darrasa, he made someone study, yani you taught him. He taught. Yeah? So the teacher and can also come from that root. Okay, so let's go on. And we're not going to make too much analysis here. You've got the gist. We've done some good practice there. So let's go on. Number one. تفضل أخي الكريم, read. اقرأ.
الكتاب جديد.
نعم.
والقلم قديم.
نعم. So the book is new. جديد meaning new. The book is جديد, new. وَالْقَلَمُ قَدِيمٌ, and the pen is old. So you've got two new words to add to your vocabulary and they're opposites. Learn it, use them together. نعم. جديد, the opposite is قديم, old. نعم. تفضل أخي أحمد. نعم.
الحمار صغير والحصان كبير.
Good. Get the calf out, more of an empty mouth, not it sounds a little bit like a qaf. كبير. نعم. So الحمار صغير, the donkey is small. والحصان كبير, and the horse is big. So again, صغير, opposite, small, opposite to كبير, big. نعم. And as you see, himar is like smaller version of a horse, if you want to call it. Okay, who can identify in the first two sentences? If you look at the Assalamu alaikum. If you look at al-qalamu, and if you were to look at also al-hisanu, what can you see on that alif or hamza? What can you see if you've got the old print? Can you see that little sad? In al-kitabu jadid, and after that, wal-qalamu qadim. You see al-qalamu, can you see on the, after the waw there's an alif or hamza with a sad? Okay, this brings us to our lesson today. And that is that number one, that the alif lam or the al, yeah, at-ta'rif, this al which makes a noun definite, this is not an alif, this is a hamzatul wasl. Of the al which attaches, the al. Naam. Yes, the al which attaches to a noun to make it ma'rifah. The first, this is not an alif, this is a hamzatul wasl. Very important. It's a hamzatul wasl. And we said that the hamzatul wasl, if it comes at the beginning of a sentence, yeah, it is pronounced. Yeah, but if it comes in the middle and it's no longer in the beginning, then we skip it. It's never pronounced, and that's why you will see a little hamza sign after the waw. Yeah. Yes, we've done a lesson on this. Yes. Yeah, if it comes in the middle. So we go from wa, wal, straight to the lam. Wal. Yeah? Wal qalamu qadimun. And the pen. Can you see the first at the beginning? Al-kitabu. Can you hear me saying al? I pronounced the hamza because it came at the beginning. And that's why they didn't even put the sign there. Can you see? They didn't even put the sign on the hamza. That little sad sign. But as we moved on, al-kitabu jadidun wal-qalamu. Now they put that little sad to show that don't pronounce it. Because it's no longer in the beginning of the sentence. Wal-qalam. Can you see me saying wal, going straight to the lam and not pronouncing the hamza? Yeah? Wal-qalamu qadimun. So this is a hamzatul wasl. So the hamza in al or in the alif lam is a hamzatul wasl. Now, can you repeat that again? Yes. Okay. So we last lesson said that a word can change, a noun can be changed from an ismun nakira an indefinite noun to an ismun ma'rifah by adding this al, or prefixing the al to the noun. For example, baytun is nakira, indefinite. How do we know? There's no al prefixed, nor is there, and there's tanween. As soon as we attach al to it, it makes it al baytu, yeah, and the tanween is dropped, yeah. But this al that is attached to the noun, the first letter of it is a hamzatul wasl, Therefore, that means we said the hamzatul wasl is never written. What do I mean by never written? This ain's head, the hamza, the ain, the head of the ain, yeah, without that tail. It's never written. Number one. Number two, it's only pronounced if it's at the beginning. For example, al-kitabu. Al-kitabu. You can hear me saying pronouncing the hamza. Al-kitabu. Why? Because that hamzatul wasl is at the beginning. But as we go on, al-kitabu jadidun wal. And I did not say wa'al-qalamu qadimun. I did not say wa'al-qalamu qadimun. Why did I say wal-qalamu and not wa'al-qalamu? Because as we said, this hamza in al is a hamzatul wasl. Therefore, we only pronounce it if it's at the beginning. But if it comes in the middle, like here, it's not pronounced. So that's one point we want to make, which is important. The hamza in al is a hamzatul wasl. Now, moving on, and I'll come to the actual sheets as we go on. So let's move on. So al-himaru saghirun, the horse is small. Wal-hisanu kabirun. Sorry, the donkey is small. Wal-hisanu kabirun, and the horse is big. Both of them being jumla ismiyas. Therefore, al-himaru and al-hisanu are mubtadas, and saghirun and kabirun are khabars, due to the signs that we have mentioned before. Al-kursiyu maksurun, the chair is broken. To be honest, if you've got the old print, there should be some dots underneath this. Yeah, okay? Kursi, there should be some dots there. Yeah? So, al-kursiyu maksurun, the chair is broken. Al-kursiyu is the mubtada, maksurun is the khabar. Yeah? So, al-kursiyu mubtada marfu', maksurun khabar marfu'. Okay. Al-mindilu wasikhun, the handkerchief is dirty. Wasikhun, yeah, dirty. Al-mindilu wasikhun, and this again is a jumla ismiya. Al-mindilu mubtada marfu', wasikhun khabar marfu'. Al-ma'u baridun, the water is cold. Al-ma'u mubtada marfu', baridun khabar marfu'. Remember this, the way it's important for you to memorize these new words in the context. Because, for example, you can't really say the al-himaru maksurun, the donkey is broken. So you make sure that when you're learning the word, you're learning in the right context. Okay? These adjectives or these predicates, they are used with specific nouns. So don't just say, okay, I'm going to make a sentence and say, okay, al-ma'u saghirun. Yeah, it may make sense. The water is small. We don't really use it like that. Yeah, so use it with the right predicate. So al-ma'u baridun. Yes, water can be described as being cold. Yeah, al-ma'u baridun. Na'am. Number 6. Al-qamaru jamilun. The moon is beautiful. Al-qamaru jamilun. Al-qamaru مبتدا مرفوع جميل خبر مرفوع. البيت قريب, the house is close or near. والمسجد بعيد, and the masjid is far. Again, قريب and بعيد being opposites. That's why they've been used together. Okay, why did I say wal masjidu ba'idun and not wa al masjidu ba'idun? Why did I say wal, pronouncing the lam, wal masjidu ba'idun? Why did I say that? Why couldn't I say wa al masjidu ba'idun? Because the hamza is hamzatul wasl. Yeah? Therefore, it hasn't come at the beginning, so I don't pronounce it. Yeah? Wal masjidu ba'idun. Number 8. Okay, and they both are mubtada, jumla ismiya. So we have a mubtada. Al-baytu mubtada marfu'. Qareebun khabr marfu'. Wal al-masjidu mubtada marfu'. Ba'idun khabr marfu'. Al-hajaru thaqilun. The rock is heavy. Wal-waraqu khafifun. And the paper is light. Okay, now this is khafifun, yani in weight. You cannot use khafifun as in this person is light skinned. Khafif is not for color, khafif is for weight, wazn. Very important that we understand contexts. Naam. So, al-hajaru thaqilun, the rock is heavy, and wal-waraqu, and the paper is khafifun, light. Naam. 9. Al-labanu harun. The milk is hot. The milk is hot. Al-labanu mubtada marfu'. Harun khabar marfu'. Number 10. Al-qamisu nadhifun. The shirt is clean. Therefore, we have nadhifun, which is, where's the opposite? It came in number 4. Wasikhun. Learn them together. Learn them together. And can you see how they used nadhifun and wasikhun for materials? Something which is a material, yeah? So, al-mindil, handkerchief, al-qamis, piece of clothing, yeah? Shirt. Al-qamisu nadhifun, the shirt is clean. Yeah? Na'am. So there are a group of sentences. Every single one of them is a jumla ismiya. Why? Every single one of them begins with a ism, a noun. Therefore, every single first word in those sentences is a mubtada marfu', because the asl, the origin of a mubtada, that it comes first. It comes before the khabar. You are going to see some examples later on when there's exemptions where the mubtada the khabar might come before the mubtada. Yeah, the khabar may come before the mubtada, but that is not the origin. The origin is the mubtada comes first. That's why mubtada comes from the word ibtida, beginning, to begin with. Yeah, because it's normally the beginning of the sentence. Yeah, okay. So that is those sentences. Tamarinu. Yeah, tamarinu. I want to point out something which is going to come later on in the book. Tamarinu is the plural of tamreenun. You've seen tamreenun in your book before. Tamreenun meaning exercise. Tamarinu is exercises. But why does tamarinu end with one dhamma? Why isn't it tamarinun? Isn't it nakira? It's nakira, isn't it? Indefinite. How do we know that tamarinu is indefinite? There's no al. Yeah? There's no al. Therefore, the asl is, you don't see al, the word's going to have tanween. Am I right? It's nakira, it's going to have tanween. So where's the tanween? So why isn't it tamarinun? This is basically, we're pointing out something which is going to come at the last chapters of this book, book 1, and that is talking about the diptote, or the mamnu' min as-sarf. Yeah? There's words, and ism can be diptote or triptotes. Meaning, if you probably be able to decipher if you know some English. Dip, trip. What's tree? 3. D normally has double, isn't it? 2. So diptote means it can only take 2 vowel signs. A dhamma or a fatha. The diptotes can only take a dhamma or a fatha. The triptotes can take the dhamma, the fatha and the kasra. Yeah, that's number 1. The diptote also never takes tanween. Yeah, never has tanween. So tamarinu, it's not tamarinun because it's diptote. Yeah, it cannot take tanween ever. Yeah, just like Ahmadu. You know, huh? Ahmadu is always Ahmadu and not Ahmadun because it's on a pattern of af'alu. And if you're on a pattern of af'alu, is a diptote. All this is going to come. Naam. All the sisters' names. All the sisters. Aishatu, Maryamu, Zainabu. None of them have tanween. Those because they are diptote. Yeah? They are feminine names. They are diptote. They can never have tanween. And they can only have a dhamma or a fatha. Can never have kasra. That's what diptote means. It's going to come towards the end. So I want to give you a lamha, quick glance. Because it's always good to have a quick glance. Because when it comes to this confidence builds. Because when you go into a topic where you have a little bit of background, it just gives you that positivity and optimism that, okay, I have heard this before. You know, I can build upon what I've heard and understood previously. Very important to do this as a teacher, as a parent, as a mother and father. You give, when a child asks you a question, you say, no, I don't want to tell you anything. Yeah? If a mother says to a child, no, ask me later. You know, the child's going to go back saddened. But if you don't have any time, just mention, okay, that question is this, and here's the gist of what you're asking for, but I'll explain later. At least they got something. At least they got something from you. It's a good practice. Yeah, not to just dismiss someone completely or dismiss something completely. But sometimes in certain circumstances, you have to. Huh? So yeah, there's always exemptions, isn't it? To principles. Qaaidah. Naam. Okay. Tamarinu. Exercises. اقرأ واكتب مع ضبط أواخر الكلمات. So we know اقرأ means read. We've learned this. واكتب, write. Both of them are what types of verbs? فعل أمر, the imperative, the verb of command. Read. اقرأ. واكتب. Yeah? Write. And we know that the imperative verbs usually begin with a hamzat al-wasl. Yeah? That's why we said waktub and not wa'uktub. So, read and write. Here's the new part. Here's something which is new for you now. مع ضبط أواخر الكلمات. ضبط is by writing vowel signs. To make something madboot is to put the vowel signs on. Okay? To put the fatha, the dhamma, the kasra. That's what dabt means. To put the vowel signs on. So, read and write. Ma'a. So, ma'a means with. Yeah? Yeah? With. Dabt. Yeah? To put. By putting. Awakhir. Put in the vowel signs on the awakhir. Awakhir is the plural of akhir. The last. Or the end. Yeah? Al-kalimat. Putting or vowelizing. Yeah? Vocalizing the end of the words. Meaning, make sure you pronounce the vowels at the end of each word. So, for example, don't say masjid. Say masjidun. By mentioning and pronouncing the case ending. Yeah? Dabt. Mention, put the vowels at the ending of each. Why? Because by doing that, you're speaking with grammar. You're speaking with grammar. Yeah? As you go on. So masjidun. Naam. Ya Akhi al-Kareem. Fadl. Read the next one.
Al-masjidu.
Good. Al-masjidu. How, Akhi, if you did not study, how would you know that it was al-masjidu? With one dhamma. Why are you saying al-masjidu with one dhamma? Why are you not saying al-masjidun?
Because you already learned.
You've learned that this is ma'rifah. Knowing that when you see the al, you're not going to have a tanween. They're going to fight until one of them wins. In this case, al. Yeah? Al is going to win here. Naam. So al-masjidu. Yeah? Because, see, now you're reading with grammar. That's why a person who's studied grammar well, it's difficult to make mistakes in the Quran when they're reciting. It's less likely for you to make mistakes when reading the Quran. Because you're reading with grammar. And it's been drilled into you. You know for a fact, al-masjidu, it's never going to be al-masjidun. Yeah, because it's ma'rifah. I know that it's ma'rifah means alif lam, no tanween. You see? That's why this exercise is there. So, نعم, تفضل أخي الكريم. الماء أحسنت, because it's ma'rifah. الماء and not الماء. نعم, تفضل أخي. Okay, ending. ما. Is it ماء or ماء? أحسنت. Brilliant. ماء. Why? Because there is no al. We have the, when there's no al, you pronounce the word of tanween, it's nakira. It's nakira, indefinite.
What means this?
What does ma'un mean? Water. Yeah, ma'un, water. Jazakallah khair. So masjidun, a masjid, al-masjidu, the masjid, al-ma'u, the water, ma'un, water. Na'am. We don't say with water, it's uncountable. So we don't say a water, unless you say a glass of water. So when it comes to uncountable nouns, like we mentioned milk, we don't say a milk. We don't say a sugar. We just say sugar, we just say milk, we say water, because it's considered an uncountable noun. So that's why I said ma'un is water and not a water. Okay? Because it's uncountable. Na'am. Al-baytu. Yeah? The house. Next one, Akhil Kareem. Babun. Why are you saying babun and not al-babu? Oh, sorry. Why are you saying babun and not babu?
There's no al.
Na'am. Therefore. Or you can say one word for me. Because it's nakira. Because it's nakira. Nice and simple. Nakira has so much meaning. It explains the fact, if you say nakira, it means there's no al, and means there's going to be tanween. So, babun is nakiratun. Okay, question. Why you pronounce it babun? Why do you say babin? Why do you say baban? Why is it babun? Why is it marfu'? Why is it marfu'? Okay, dammatan. But why are you reading with dammatan? Why are you not saying babin? Why are you not saying with a kasratan? What's your dalil? Huh? You be Salafi, you speak with dalil, huh? Salafi speaks with dalil. It's an ism, yeah, okay, noun. But ism can have kasratan. Yes, singular, but that doesn't make any difference. It's not plural. Okay. All nouns in its original form are marfu'. All nouns in its original form are marfu'. Every noun in the dictionary is marfu'. Every noun in the dictionary is marfu'un. Original form. There's your dalil, okay? So that's why it's babun. Because there's nothing before it to affecting it, changing it. So we go back to the asl, the origin, that nouns are marfu'. Nouns in its origin are marfu' and they're nakira. And nakira, yeah? Marfu'. They call it the nominative case. Nominative, yeah. I'll give you the sheets. The sheets are there. So that's why we said babun and not babin. Now you know. Because it's in its original form, it's marfu'. And there's nothing before it to change it. Next chapter you're going to see there is something going to change it. The harf jar that you mentioned. Naam. It's going to mention. Okay. Let's go on, akhi. Qalam. Qala?
Qalamu.
Akhi, no. Qalamu, isn't it? Mu.
No.
Akhi. Akhi, qalamu.
No.
Where's your dalil? Huh? Tell me.
Every known.
Refute me, akhi. Refute me.
Every known in their origin or marfu'.
Marfu', okay. But I'm saying, it is marfu'. Qalamu. Marfu'. Damma.
Indefinite.
Ahsant. Nakira. It's indefinite. It's nakira. That's why you're saying qalbun. Alhamdulillah. Stay firm, akhi. Huh? Stay firm. Alhamdulillah. نعم. تفضل أخي الكريم يا صاحب النظارة.
القلم.
القلم. نعم. أحسنت. القلم. Next one. Be careful. كلب. Yeah, if you said القلب, it's a heart. Yeah. Kaf, yeah? Open your mouth. Yeah? الكلب, the dog. نعم, the dog. نعم, next one, أخي الكريم. The second row. That's why, ikhwan, here's another benefit. Always have the best thing you can do is have the tab'a, the print which your teacher's going through. Always. Yeah? When it comes to when we sat with the ulama, they will tell us to get the print they are using. And sometimes they will like others to have different prints to correct what the print. So if there's ever checkings and what have you, we may correct mistakes. And the Shaykh might say, Na'am, what have you got in your tab'a, in your print? What have you got? And he say, Na'am, that is correct. That is correct actually. Na'am. But generally speaking, you should have the tab'a, the print, which your teacher is going through. So you're in the same wavelength. Na'am. Okay. Kalbun, which means a dog. Na'am. Ahsant. Na'am. Tfaddal akhil Kareem. Qamisun. And why is it qamisun and not qamisu? Because it's nakira. Na'am. What? Sorry, akhi. Tfaddal. Yep. Ending. Waladun. Ahsant. Waladun, a boy. And it's waladun because waladun is nakira. Yeah? Na'am. Al-hajarun. Al-hajaru. No, al-hajari. Al-hajaru, why?
It's called al.
Good, so one word, it's ma'rifa. Good, it's ma'rifa, that's why. Al-hajaru, and we know that it's al-hajaru and not al-hajari because all nouns in its origin are marfu'. Okay, نعم, تفضل.
الولد.
Good. Al-waladu, the boy. نعم.
حمار.
حمار. Good. أحسنت. Because it's nakira.
الحمار.
Al-himaru. Because it's ma'rifa. نعم. Yes. تفضل أخي.
حصان.
No, the one before that.
الحصان.
Al-hisanu. Because it's ma'rifa. نعم. And you finish off Ahmadu. Hisanun. Because it's nakira. So now there are no vowel signs at the end. But you lot can read it. You can read it. Why? Because you've learnt the rules of ma'rifatun and the rules of nakiratun. Yeah? So you're reading now with grammar. Yeah? Ikhwan, this is something to be thankful. Thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah has given you sight after you were blind to this. And if you thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah will increase you. وَلَئِن شَكَرْتُمْ لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ. If you are thankful, then Allah will increase you. Na'am. Okay. Iqra waktub. Read and write. I'm going to read this just because of time. Al-maktab. Actually, I want to give some opportunities for some brothers. So just pay attention. I might point at you, put you on a spot. Like Sheikh Abdullah Bukhari. Yeah? He used to do it in Qur'an Hadith. Put you on a spot and shame you if you didn't revise. Absolutely shame you. لماذا جئت إلى السعودية إلى المملكة? Why did you come to the Mamlaka? Why did you come? لا تريد أن تراجع? You don't want to revise? And you're there. Everyone's looking at you. Huh? You've come all that way, that suffer, left your family, wife at home, wife, he'll make it known that you haven't revised. Look, if you've made a sacrifice, make the complete sacrifice. Na'am, make sure you revise. Na'am. So, al-maktabu maksurun. Why did I say al-maktabu? Because al-maktabu is ma'rifa. Maksurun, because maksurun is nakira. Why am I pronouncing with un? Because it's mubtada khabar. And the mubtada khabar they're always marfu'. They are always marfu'. Al-maktabu maksurun. Na'am. Number 2.
المدرس جديد.
أحسنت. المدرس جديد. The teacher is new. المدرس مبتدا مرفوع. جديد خبر مرفوع. أحسنت. القميص وسيخ. القميص is the mubtada marfu'. Wasikhun is khabar marfu'. The shirt is dirty. نعم أخي الكريم.
اللبن بارد.
أحسنت. اللبن. Subhanallah, Ikhwan, you're reading without any vowel signs whatsoever. Whatsoever, nothing. Yeah, this is something to be thankful of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala too, for you gaining this knowledge. Al-labanu baridun. The milk is cold. Al-labanu mubtada'un marfu'. Baridun khabarun marfu'. Al-masjidu maftuhun. The masjid is open. Al-masjidu mubtada'un marfu'. Maftuhun khabarun maftuh. نعم أخي الكريم. The back. No.
الحجار كبير.
So this shows يعني that you didn't revise the vocab. نعم. It's al-hajaru. So when it first came in the book, it gave you on page, I'm just bringing some dalil, refuting you with dalil. I'm trying to refute you with, it has to be an ilmi refutation. Akh. So here you go, akh. On page 13, there's a box, nice big box here. It's hajarun with all, it's madboot, it's got all the vowel signs. So there should be no excuses. It shouldn't have been al-hijaru. It should have been al-hajaru. Naam. Al-hajaru? Kabirun. The rock is big. Naam. Al-labanu baridun wal-ma'u harun. The milk is cold and the water is hot. نعم. تفضل. نعم.
الإمام جالس والمدرس خاف.
والمدرس. There's an alif after the waw. What does alif do? نعم. واقف. واقف. Yeah? You have some excuse because this is a new lesson. So the teacher is standing. Yeah. So the Imam is sitting and the teacher is standing. Again, jumla ismiya. Both of them. نعم. القمر بعيد. The moon is far. نعم. القمر مبتدا مرفوع. بعيد خبر مرفوع. المنديل نظيف. The handkerchief is clean. المنديل is مبتدا مرفوع. نظيف خبر مرفوع. Okay, now the following exercises is the following exercise. The next exercise is testing your ability to put the correct khabar in the blank. The one after that tests you to put the correct mubtada in the blank spaces. Okay, so those are the two exercises. I'm just going to read the meaning and then we're going to stop there, inshallah. So it says, Imla. This is a very important command. Imla means fill in. Imla means fill in. Imla means to fill in the order. Imla, what should you fill in? Al-faragh, the space. Faragh is space. Yeah? So, Imla al-faragh, fill in the space. Fima yali, the spaces which are coming. Fima yali, which are next, the next spaces or the following spaces. Yeah? Fima yali. Biwad'i, by putting, wad' is to put. Yeah? Biwad' al-kalima, to put the word al-kalima. Al-munasiba, the suitable word. So fill in the space, the following spaces. Fill in the following spaces by placing, putting or placing the suitable word min, from, al-kalimat, the words at-taliya, following, the following words. So altogether, fill in the following spaces by placing the suitable word from the following words. Yeah? And the following words are jamilun, beautiful. Wasikhun, dirty. Maftuhun, open. Harun, hot. Thaqilun, heavy. Khafifun, light. Now they're teaching you how to use these words in the right context. Yeah? Use the right khabar with the mubtada. Yeah, the suitable one. So, we'll stop there, inshallah. If you can do that at home, bi'idhnillah ta'ala. Yeah? Do that for homework, inshallah. And the next one, exercise 4, is imla, fill in al-faragh fima yali. Fill in the space in the follow or the spaces, the following spaces. By placing kalima munasiba, by placing a suitable word. And this time you have to place the mubtada. The khabar is there, but the mubtada is missing. If you can do that for me, inshallah, and then we'll go through the answers at the beginning of next lesson, bi'idhnillah ta'ala. I wasn't able to go through the two sheets, the sun and moon letters. We'll go through that next lesson, inshallah. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. Please bring these sheets with you next week. The sun letters and the sun and moon letter sheets. Here's some questions from the sisters. Assalamu alaikum. Is there a way to access previous PDF handouts from... Yes, there is. So at the moment, we are going to post them today. So the brothers have been working hard in order to get them ready in separate folders or in a folder and separate the sheet. Because at the moment, I've been making the handouts in one file. So basically, each handout is part of one file. So that is like 27 pages. So in order for it to separate it, the brothers have to make different files and what have you. So that's been done at the moment. And it will be available today, inshallah. Just want to remind the brother that we had to make the correction last week. The definition. There's a definition that needs to be corrected. I haven't corrected it. So Waleed knows that. Okay, next one. Is it just jumla ismiya that has mubtada and khabar, or any other type of sentence? Jumla ismiya, mubtada, khabar is for a sentence. For example, a sentence can have a jumla fi'liya in it. A sentence can have a jumla ismiya in it. So for example, within a sentence there can be different sentences. Within a sentence there can be different sentences. Okay? That goes a bit detail, but generally speaking, we're just going to keep it general. Jumla ismiya, the mubtada, the khabar is specific, is related to the jumla ismiya. So I'm going to keep it now. I don't want to go into too much detail. Na'am. So yes, the mubtada khabar, for now I'm going to say, the mubtada khabar is specific for the jumla ismiya. Na'am. Inshallah, handswear is being returned, so the brothers can look at the handswear dictionary. Next week, we will go through, and we'll bring the al-mawrid dictionary, inshallah, and I'll place it with the sisters first. Jazakumullah khair. Again, if there's any mistakes I've made, or any something, the slips of the tongue, or even mistakes, then please let us know, whether that's by email or by writing it down. The sisters may have found some mistakes. You can write that down, inshallah. We will correct ourselves. No one is infallible here. We all make mistakes. So please, if there is any mistakes, do notify us.